Yeah, good evening, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. I hope everyone is doing good today. I've got my PowerPoint presentation ready to go tonight. I worked hard on it. I spent an entire hour, actually, yesterday working on this. I hope people appreciate the amount of effort I put in. I'll give everyone a moment to hop in. I'll let the ads play and whatnot before I begin. I might do my Duolingo lesson. Do you know what? Let's do it now real quick. Whilst I'm waiting, I'll just do it on this screen.
¿Tú hablas español?
Do you speak Spanish?
Hola, mucho gusto.
Hola, mucho gusto.
Juan, tú hablas.
Marriage Wizard, welcome on in. How are you doing? I'm just very quickly doing my Duolingo on this screen, so I've already set up the other one with the PowerPoint presentation.
Hola.
Hola.
No, gracias. Perdón, Juan.
Perdón, Juan. Perdón, Juan. Perdón, Juan. I need to pronounce the J properly, I think. Oh damn, someone was waiting for you. They're trying to stop you from redeeming it. That's what happened.
Hola. Mucho gusto.
Perdón.
No, gracias. Hablo.
That's what we can get this lesson done. It's gonna be too long.
Niña. Gracias.
Mujer. Manzana.
General Motors. Oh, okay. I think that's in America, isn't it? Alright, Duolingo done. I'm not gonna bother with things like Wordle today. I've got a PowerPoint presentation to get through, and then I'll probably play God of War like I was planning on doing. Well, I'll wait a few minutes for everyone to join in, just so that I don't have to keep restarting from the beginning because people join halfway through, so I'll give everyone a few minutes to join in. Mohammed, welcome on in. How are you doing today? I think you might be correct on that one. It sounds about right. One of the few things Flint, Michigan is known for, that's not a bad thing. Usually whenever anyone brings up Flint, Michigan, it's about the water quality and how it's just never been fixed. Let me just make sure everything is up to date. Is Steam gonna download or anything when I'm trying to stream? I hope not. No, we're good. I could play some... No, Marvel Rivals, that's tomorrow. I was going to say, there's a new... Well, I mean, it is today as well, but I'll probably play it tomorrow. Depending, I think I want to play God of War today. Nicely done, dude. And I believe you also get the medal. 1 second. Congratulations on the extra channel points and also the extra medal for getting the question right. Unfortunately, marriage was it beat you to the first. Just by a moment as well. I think you've got the longest streak going as well, I think. You can get a good amount of channel points from doing, like, what streaks. I mean, you can always steal it off him, yeah, that's also an option. I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty well. I'll be recording some YouTube stuff on stream today, so I'll be doing a YouTube video. Well, I'll be editing the stream down to a YouTube video later. So I'm going to record some of it for YouTube. And it's all about my special interest, being a hater. The one thing I'm really good at doing. So much so, I might ask David Hated for his last name. No homo, of course. Oh, have I got the blunt? It would be rude of me not to pass it on. Interesting that he chose to reference Legend of Zelda when I don't think I have anything related to Legend of Zelda anywhere in my stream today. Surprised where he got that from. He must have picked a game at random or something. I don't have any category at the moment, do I? Apart from just chatting. Alright, so I've got a whole presentation prepared today based on all the topics you could argue with someone over the holiday period. It could be with your family, it could be with strangers on the internet, you know? Everyone's taking time off for all the holidays. They'll be doom scrolling on their phone and starting arguments constantly, right? But now is the time of year to be a hater. The best time, actually. Outside of April Fool's Day. So I want to make sure everyone is fully equipped to handle themselves in every topic I can think of. Now I've got quite a few topics. I've got things like immigrants, I've got things like wokeness, I've got things like gun control, healthcare, conflict in the Middle East, which I know is going to be a popular one. In fact, I even have a slide at the end for anyone who wants to add any contribution that they think I might have missed out on, because I think I'm pretty thorough with this sort of thing. But there is a chance I might have missed something. If I have, I want people to make sure I've covered every topic I could. Epic Games are giving out another free game today, aren't they? Another one they announced during the Game Awards was the Harry Potter game, which a lot of people found really annoying. I mean, to the point where it's given away for free now and people still don't want it. But I think they announced, like, at the end of the year, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2, which apparently got leaked, but I'm not sure how accurate that leak is. I don't think it is, considering the game today isn't the one that they said it would be. No, I'm not that interested. I believe the Christmas holiday sales have started as well, haven't they? And there's a Steam recap. I might do my Steam recap on stream, just to see what I've got. Let me copy the link and get it on my Google Chrome, just so I can go through it. And you can see just how much Marvel Rivals I played. That's basically what it's going to tell me. There's quite a few games on sale right now. Don't think there's any I really want, though. I did pick up Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, just to give it a go, because I saw it's Steam Deck compatible, so I can just play it on my Steam Deck. But I've got a backlog of games that I need to finish. And there's a good number of like indie games coming out as well that I might want to play. No, let me have a look. What's on my backlog right now? It's 25 Final Fantasy 16. I've got Like a Dragon Ishin, which I haven't even started yet. I'm on the last boss of Expedition 33. I actually need to get around to finishing it. I've been taking my time doing every side quest I can before I do. I think I've just more or less done everything apart from post-game content, so I might as well finish it soon. I need to get back into playing Night Rain, though, because they've done a whole new DLC for that, haven't they? And I've not even tried it yet, but because they've added 2 new characters. I'm still playing through Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which is a very okay game. I'm not sure if I would recommend it, unless you're really into vampires. Like, it's very mediocrely good. And then it's a fun AA game. I wouldn't charge full price for it like they did. I'm glad I got it discounted. And discounted is how I tell people to pick it up if it goes down to like 20 quid or something. I did pick up recently Blueprints, which I've heard a lot of good things about. For a lot of people, it was their like game of the year. So I'm excited to try that one out. And I've been interested in playing Dark Souls 3 again, but I've considered streaming my whole playthrough of the entire Dark Souls trilogy. But I never played Dark Souls 2. So I think that might be an interesting thing to do, maybe after I'm done with God of War. But after I'm done with God of War, I'm planning on doing either Red Dead 2, or just the Red Dead Redemption series, or the Arkham series, so the Batman Arkham games, which is what I'm leaning more towards, so I know I can get through those quicker, and I fucking love those games. But my current plan is God of War until Resident Evil comes out. Then a brief break to play Resident Evil. It'll probably come out by the time I finish the first God of War. Then I'm going to start Ragnarok after that. And then after that, maybe the Arkham games. And then maybe Red Dead 2. It does depend on what games come out next year, though. If there are any games there that I actually want to get or play through. Because in terms of upcoming games, Resident Evil 9 is probably my most anticipated, but I know I can finish that game in like 2 weeks when it comes out in February. I know everyone's really hyped for GTA 6. I don't think I'll bother streaming that. If I get it at all, that is. If they release Death Stranding 2 on PC, that's one game I would play. Maybe even Ghost of Yotei if that comes out on PC as well. I've also wanted to stream a playthrough of Disco Elysium. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Ronnie, but I've been doing that off stream. Maybe I should stream the rest of that. So we did start our playthrough on honor mode, streaming it. I think maybe we should carry on streaming it, but like we've done a lot of the Underdark. We've done like the Grimforge section. Most recently, I think. Who knows, maybe I'll stream it with Ronnie tomorrow if we do play tomorrow. Kind of a shame Monster Hunter Wilds did not do as well as it should have done because the game on PC was just so fucking broken. It ran so poorly it was hard to recommend to anyone. Okay, let's have a look. Is there anything else I need to get done? No, I don't think so. Alright, I think I'm basically ready to go ahead and get started with my my presentation that I put a lot of effort into. I say that, hang on a second. No, that's one. Okay, so I've got some clothes in the washing machine that needs to be dealt with in 2 hours from now. Which is plenty of time. I'll probably be playing God of War by then. But my plan is, I'm going to be cutting this section out as a YouTube video later. If anyone wants to type in the comments telling people to subscribe in the most funniest, creative way they can, feel free to do so now, while I do my little intro section, and then go through my PowerPoint. How do I want to open this? Hang on. Let me close a few things down first. Okay, here we go. I think I got a good opening for this. So the holiday season is coming up and everyone's been spending a lot of time with their family, whether they like it or not. And chances are you'll be clashing with members of your family you might not agree with. So I'm putting out a video here today from my own expert perspective. And I call it How to Win Every Argument with Your Family This Holiday Season. A Guide to Being a Hater by Avatar Obi, which is me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do like, comment, subscribe, because you don't remind people to start the video, they won't do it. And I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, and I want to make sure I reach it by the end of this year if I can. Or next year, I don't mind. But allow me to explain to you how you can absolutely destroy every member of your family with facts and logic this year over the dinner table. First things first. Why listen to me, some random dude on the internet you just found on YouTube talking at you as if he's some kind of expert on the topic of hating? And that's because I am an expert on the topic of hating. So I am someone who has gone viral multiple times a month over this past year. And not just for winning arguments to the point where people who have entire profiles dedicated to being hateful and racist and misogynistic, where you go through the entire profile and it's just them being racist and hateful, hurting other people's feelings, have deleted their entire account because they could not handle what I had said to them. And this isn't something that just happened once. This has happened multiple times. So I'm speaking from experience, and I know what I'm doing. And hopefully you'll know what you're doing too. Like, I've turned these people into Christmas ornaments. That's how effective I've been. And as you watch this video, you'll see how I managed to achieve that. So we're going to start off with my very first topic, which is most likely to show up around the dinner table when everyone is getting together for the holidays, and that is wokeness has ruined everything. This is a very, very popular topic for people to bring up whenever they talk about any piece of media whatsoever. Most of the time, they're just parroting something they heard from a angry white dude on the internet, ranting at them via a 8-hour-long YouTube video or something. Because that's where everyone gets their opinion from these days. They don't decide whether or not they actually like a piece of media until someone on the internet has told them how they need to feel about it, which is kind of sad. It's incredibly sad, actually. Like, people just don't decide things for themselves anymore. But the first thing you can do, if you want to bring down their argument, the very first step I think everyone should do is make them define what woke is, because the meaning of woke changes with the direction of the wind. And before you can debate them on what is and isn't woke, you need to make them define what it is. Because I know for a fact, every single time they do this without fail, they will move the goalpost and change the definition of what woke means. And you need to be able to catch them in the act of doing that by first making them draw a line in the sand as to what they would define as woke. Because otherwise, they'll pull off some really fucking ridiculous mental gymnastics, like trying to claim Baldur's Gate 3 is not woke because it won Game of the Year, which is something I've seen happen multiple times. The game that lets you be trans and have gay sex with everyone is apparently not woke according to them, because they think go woke means go broke. Because that game did not go broke, therefore it can't be woke. That is their kind of, I want to say logic, it's not logic. The very first thing you need to do is make them define what is woke in strict terms, because you know for a fact you can catch them out on their own definition of what is and isn't woke. And you need to be ready for it. Now, here's another really easy one to catch them out with, and that's to point out things they liked in the past are actually woke. So you'll see people say things like, oh, woke Disney is ruining everything, like Alien Romulus and Alien Earth being bad because Disney made it, because Disney are woke. But if you point out to them that the entire Alien franchise has had female protagonists throughout the entire series, from the very first movie, they will immediately say, oh, it wasn't woke. And you can do this a surprisingly large amount of times, because a lot of movies that they enjoy and say aren't woke fall into the exact definition of what they would say is woke. Terminator 2, female lead, again, movie that they would say isn't woke because they enjoyed it as a kid or in the younger years, and their frontal lobe just has not developed since then. And they think, oh, I liked it, therefore it can't be woke because only things I don't like are woke. So this is another way you can very easily catch them out with their own logic. And it's not a hard one to do either. Now, if you want to do a 180, this is a very interesting one. All the things that they say they like, pandering. Because they love saying that, oh, this is pandering to the LGBT, or it's pandering to people of color, or it's pandering to X, Y, and Z, right? Point out something that they like and say it's pandering to white dudes like you, or it's pandering to someone like you. And obviously they're going to want to rebuke you because they don't like the word pandering, so they're going to try and dispute you on that. But every time they have said something is pandering, it will fit the definition that they laid out themselves. They're essentially making them walk into their own, like, you know that scene in The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob walks into a rake that he put down himself? It will basically be that. They set the trap themselves and now they're walking straight into it. So if you see someone saying something is pandering quite often, just point out the things that they like is pandering. It's just that it's pandering to them this time. Now this is a good one. Ask them to point out which movie made them feel the most gay. And if they say that none of them made them feel gay, then there's nothing to worry about. Because one of the big reasons they are up against wokeness and everything, or gay, Disney, whatever, is because they think these pieces of media are turning people gay. So you need to challenge them directly on this and ask them, all right, which one did it? Which movie for you made you gay? Which movie have you seen turn other people gay, right? In fact, get them to rate for you a list of media they think turns people gay based on how gay it would make them or how effective it is, right? Maybe we can do a tier list out of this. And on reflex, they'll say no. And that's when you can just point out, okay, then there's no issue here. You're worried movies and TV shows are making people gay, but then now you said they're not doing it. What are they worried about, right? Clearly, this is a non-issue. But it's because they have this perpetual victim complex that they always need to be on the losing side so they can say that they are the victim of everything. That you can very easily point out the flaw in this whole thing when you point out that if it's true, then they must be gay by now because clearly the movies are winning. They keep making more movies and they keep watching them. Therefore, they must enjoy being gay, I guess. If you want to take this an extra step forward, ask them which movie made them feel the most black or the most whatever minority group they happen to be prejudiced against, whichever one made them feel the most trans even. Because depending on which group they happen to be bigoted against. Because it's very easy, you'll just poke holes in their arguments because they don't think about their arguments. They're all done based on emotional reflexes. Sarah, hello, I am doing my guide on how to argue with conservative family members over the holiday period. I'll be giving you topics that we've brought up and the best way to rebuke them. This one is wokeness has ruined everything. I'm going to move on to the next one. So the next topic today is you can't say anything anymore. This one is one that people love to bring up if they want to feel like the victim of something they aren't even actually the victim of, right? They want to say their free speech is being threatened or they're being censored, yet for some reason they don't shut the fuck up about it. One of the most direct ways you can address this is ask them to cite which specific law is preventing them from speaking what they want to say, right? Because they love being very vague about it in broad strokes. But if you say to them, all right, cool, which law is it? I want to know which magical law is making you shut the fuck up and why isn't it being enforced enough? Because there isn't one. They might bring up some very loose examples of something that happened, like people protesting or whatever, but no, if you be direct to them, you can point a very big hole in their argument in the fact that they literally are just saying what they feel and have not done any research or prepared anything to actually argue this other than to complain what they feel, basically. In fact, you can take this a step further and tell them to call the cops, right? Call the police and ask them to, maybe ask them who have they arrested recently for saying something for, apparently breaking this law, or ask them, hey, what am I not allowed to say? Yeah, it mostly is racism and bigotry, isn't it? But yeah, if you want to take them a step further, you can say, all right, then call the cops about it. Right? Or no, you can threaten to call the cops on them if they feel they're the ones who are saying things that shouldn't be said. And that's one of the funniest ways to make them realize how ridiculous what they're saying is. Because, I say that in the UK, you can get arrested for saying things like, don't shoot children. If you happen to say you don't think you should shoot Palestinian children specifically. But everywhere else, no, this is a very, very popular one you can bring up. For the cops. Another funny way, if you want to hurt their feelings, you can call them a snowflake, right? If they're worried about being cancelled or people on the internet being mean to them because they said something like a fucking moron would say, just call them a snowflake. Bring up the fact that what they want is a safe space so they can feel safe to say what they want to say. Because what they're ultimately asking for is they want a safe space, don't they? And they want to say these things without judgment or prejudice or anything that might hurt their feelings. Criticism of any kind. And that is what their definition of a snowflake is, isn't it? They sand it off the edges so they won't hurt themselves. And if they happen to be Trump loving, you can point out the fact that Donald Trump is the one asking for TV shows critical of him to be cancelled, right? Like he's been telling Disney to take shows off air because they're critical of him. Which is literally just one step, not even one step, basically on the same level as Kim Jong-un and North Korea and fucking Chinese censorship. All these countries, people make fun of saying they don't have free speech. Meanwhile, Trump is literally on their level doing the exact same thing. Yeah, you can also tie that in as well. Yeah, the fact that the White House won't allow media representatives in unless they agree to a fucking NDA and agree to have what they want to publish be vetted by the White House so they can't say anything critical. Again, it's just a safe space, isn't it? Next topic. Now, this is an interesting one. They're shoving it down our throats. So this is to do with representation in media that they don't like seeing, and they love using this euphemism for giving a blowjob for some reason, right? They love comparing it to sucking dick. And they always bring it up when they want to talk about something they don't like seeing, no matter how innocuous it is, right? Whether it's just two people kissing for half a second in a Buzz Lightyear movie, they'll make it the biggest fucking deal they can. So, one of the best ways to address this one. If they think watching gay people will make them gay, point out movies they've seen already, like Lord of the Rings, had gay actors in it the entire time, like Ian McKellen, he's gay. A lot of movies that they probably really fucking love feature LGBT people in them constantly. The Matrix, written by two trans people, again, the entire movie was an allegory for the trans experience. Even the whole red pill metaphor was about, taking hormones. The amount they think about gay sex is insane, honestly. And they love using euphemisms from gay culture as well. But yeah, this is one of the easiest ways to get them riled up about it. But there's another one. And that is pointing out the fact that watching movies about cool dudes doing cool things didn't make them cool, right? As much as they want to see movies that they think represents them, you can point out the fact that, hey, these movies that you do like, you're nothing like them, so why are you worried about watching a movie with a gay person in or a black person in it? It's not going to turn you black. Which is what I think what they're worried about for some reason. But this is the kind of logic that would appeal to their small p brain, because it's an easy one to swallow. But the next point is, if they don't want to see people of color in movies, say, I thought you didn't see color. Because one of the things, American Psycho is a good example. It literally is, because so many people misunderstand that movie as satirical of this whole, grind culture that Wall Street dudes or, rich white bankers and stuff try and, glamorize, right? It's meant to be satirical of that. But most people who watch that movie and love it don't see that. But also, American Psycho is a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas. There's even a Christmas party in the movie, so I think it counts as a Christmas movie. Die Hard can count, American Psycho can count. In fact, I'll be watching American Psycho this Christmas. Yeah. One of the things they love to say when they get accused of being racist is they don't see color, right? In which case, if this is true, why would they be mad about people of color being in movies? They should not be able to see that, right? In fact, they should not be able to see when a person of color is even in a movie or be mad about it because they wouldn't know because they don't see color. Turns out they really fucking do. This is one way you can catch them out in their own logic. Now, we're moving on to the next topic. There are only two genders. This is one you'll probably see a lot because the whole trans debate is what they call it, is currently one of the biggest issues they love to yap about. And one of the ways you can counteract this is immediately just ask for their pronoun. If you hear someone want to bring this up over the holiday period or just online, they're going to be at home doom scrolling on their phone, don't want to chat shit on the internet, start arguments, ask them for their pronouns. This is one of the ways you can easily then get on, because if they tell you that they have no pronouns or no preference, you can assign them pronouns, right? And if they get upset at the pronouns you assign them, then point out, okay, they do have preferred pronouns. They just don't like the word pronoun. Alright, the next one is an effective one. You can actually use this for a lot of things, like abortion law that they want to argue about if they're pro-life or stuff like that. Just say, oh, you mean like Sharia law? Because a lot of the things that they want to see happen, that happen to be very conservative leaning, probably falls under what they consider to be Sharia law as well, right? Oh, women belong in the kitchen? Oh, you mean like Sharia law? That's what they want, right? Because I imagine most of these people are going to be very Islamophobic, and being compared to a Muslim person is probably one of the worst things you can ever do to them. So this is more of a universal one, but I put it in this one specifically because this topic is the one that you'd probably get the most effect out of it with. But you can use this again for pro-life debates. Just point out the fact that what they want is Sharia law. In fact, if you're funny enough about it and subtle enough, you can probably call it Shakira law and get away with that. Ask to see their biology degree. So if they want to talk about biology, ask them to see their qualifications. Ask them which university they went at. Where did they graduate from? Where's the degree? Ask them what grade they got in high school for biology, right? Because they seem to be a fucking expert on the topic. They must have a high grade. And nothing gets unravels their whole argument when they admit they don't have one. It's because Marriage Wizard, her hips don't lie, and they are fearful of the truth. That's what it is. Conservatives and far-right people are afraid of the truth, and her hips do not lie. Another one is, if they're such good experts on biology, ask them to explain why male seahorses give birth and not the female ones. Because they love to have very strict definitions of gender, and they tell you that it's all nature, or it's biology, or it's simple biology, or it's genetics. And you can ask, it's not even just seahorses, there are multiple animals in the animal kingdom you can point to and say, all right, explain this to me, Mr. Expert. And essentially unravels the whole fucking idea of what gender is, because some animals don't have gender. Some creatures in biology, in nature, reproduce asexually, right? And you can point out to a lot of examples. If you want to give more examples, there's probably better ones out there. Sponges, I guess, is another one. There are animals that can change gender, like clownfish. If you ask them to explain that, I believe you can get them caught in like a feedback loop or something, where their brain will be constantly buffering because they don't actually know the answer to this, because they haven't actually studied biology in any way, shape, or form. Point out that getting their hair cut short is gender-affirming care. This is mostly in case of if you're arguing with a cis white dude, which I assume you would be in this case. But yeah, you can point out the fact that things that they do in their daily life, like getting a haircut, is gender-affirming care. It's the kind of gender-affirming care a trans person would also do, right? A lot of things, I think the way they dress, the way they present themselves, the way they speak. You can just point out a lot of things that they do in regards to their appearance and how they present themselves and say that's just gender-affirming care. And I think that one would rile up them quite a bit because they don't want to be seen as people who are doing things that the trans community do. You can even point to the music they listen to as well and say, you know, the way they're presenting themselves by identifying with this kind of music is also part of the trans experience. Ask them how they would like to prove their let me start again. Ask them how they would prove their gender to go in the bathroom. Then say you don't think they would be allowed in. So my chair's in the way, so I'll move out the way for this one a little bit. But this is one, because they obviously want to police how people can use public bathrooms, right? They're going to bring up this topic eventually, right? Who's allowed in which bathroom. And the way you can counteract with this is ask them. Because obviously the whole thing is the whole thing about the whole trans bathroom situation is they obviously... Oh, hang on, I'll let this play and then I'll continue.
Orla Seraph asked me, they're making the frogs gay? Oh, for the love of Neptune, not the frogs again. If those idiots think turning amphibians gay will fix their miserable lives, they're dumber than a barnacle on a boat. Just leave the wildlife alone and go hate something else this Christmas.
Yeah, legitimately. So when it comes to how they would prove which toilet they want to use, they'll probably say something like whipping out their penis, which is public nudity, which would be, you know, enough to get them put on a register, especially if there are kids around because they're doing it in public, right? That would make them a sex offender. So you can then call them a sex offender if they say that. And, you know, they'll say things like, oh, how I'm dressed, you can tell by how looking at me. You can just look at them and say, no, I don't think so. You look trans to me. Legitimately, like, you can break down the way they present themselves and say, yeah, but you do this like a woman or whatever, and say they don't look convincing enough to be allowed in the men's bathroom. Yeah, because we can always tell, right? Straight up. And you can just point out the fact that they themselves don't pass, which is a good way to point out how flawed the whole system is. Anyway, I think that's what I've got for this one. I think I'll move on to the next slide on my presentation. And this is an interesting one. I'm not sure how much it'll come up anymore these days because we've got so many topics, but you might find yourself arguing with someone who says climate change isn't real. And this is something that you'd still probably need to argue. In fact, there's probably a good few ways to argue this. I'll show you the way I normally do it. First things first is ask for their air conditioner. Point out they won't be needing it if the climate won't change, right? This is a very direct one. You can say, okay, so if the climate's not going to change, you won't be needing X, Y, and Z, depending on which part of the country or which part of the world you happen to live in. There are certain things that they have in their home that are designed to help with things like climate change, like heat waves or cold snaps, depending on which part of the world you are, of course. And just point out, okay, if you don't believe in climate change, why did you buy one of these, right? Because they know shit's changing and they want to be prepared for it. Another one is challenge them to stop paying for insurance against something they don't think exists. They might not believe it, but their home insurance company does. So home insurance companies absolutely charge more for things like flooding or storms or things like that. And you can point out for the fact that if they don't believe in climate change, why are they paying for the extra protection on their home against things that are caused by climate change? And if they don't believe in it, they should not be paying for it. It's weird how people in Texas still deny climate change when the climate in Texas once did change and the entire fucking state froze over. It's like it's happened literally before their very eyes. It snowed in Texas for the first time in history. And they're like, no, climate change is not real. Point out their energy bill has been getting higher. So you can point out for the fact that they might not believe that the climate is changing, but the amount they're paying for energy has, and that is literally in proportion to climate changing. And you gotta try and make them, I mean, to be fair, if you make them explain why their energy bill is getting higher, they'll probably point to something else innocuous. But this is one hole you can always bring up. And they might argue against it, but you know for a fact that it's hard evidence they've seen, and they will believe it on some level. They just might never admit to it. Next one is send the immigrants back. So we're on to the topic of migration now and migrants. So if they think immigrants are getting too many free handouts, tell them to just throw their birth certificate in the sea and go get the freebies too. So in the UK specifically, you'll get people who say asylum seekers are getting 5-star hotel treatments and free phones and laptops. And the way you can just counteract this is, all right, cool, just go and join in, right? Just say you're an immigrant and get the free stuff. If you believe you're legitimately getting all of this stuff for free, there's nothing stopping you from claiming to be an immigrant and going to Spain, right? Just fucking throw your birth certificate and passport into the sea, and now you are undocumented. Go ahead, go get all the free iPhones and iPads you want if that's what you think migrants are getting. And you'll realize that they know on some level that it's not true, but they want to believe it because they want to be angry. Like, who would say no to a free iPad? Point out they must be really annoying if their employer is willing to replace them with someone who doesn't speak English. So this is specifically in regards to the whole they took our jobs crowd, right? So if they're crying about immigrants taking their job, just point out that they must be a really fucking shit co-worker if everyone at their job is willing to replace them, or if their boss is willing to replace them with someone who doesn't even speak the same language, right? Well, they must be that easy to replace. Because honestly, they should be mad at their employer for exploiting cheap labor, but instead they're mad at the immigrants for taking the job at a lower pay. No, make sure they're angry at the right person. Say it's their boss's fault for employing these people at fucking exploitative, like, pay grades, right? Maybe that's what you should do. Maybe we should do that. We should make them angry at the right people. Yeah, that's the problem. When they outnumber you, they have the whole confirmation bias, don't they? Where they'll agree with each other. But at the very least, you can get them to, on some level, even subconsciously admit that maybe they might not be right. Even if they'll never say it out loud, you know for a fact internally they'll believe it. On some level, or it'll register. Yeah, Sarah makes a good point, actually. Just point out they're in an echo chamber. Because they absolutely hate echo chambers and safe spaces as well. point out this, they just made it into a safe space for themselves. Now this is a good one. Call them a diversity hire and challenge them to prove that they aren't a diversity hire. You know, the whole diversity hire thing can go both ways. Maybe they're the token hire that they added in for diversity, right? If they're saying that immigrants are taking all the jobs, that means they are the one that's not an immigrant. They are the diversity hire, right? This is an interesting one because it'll probably upset them more out of all of these. But yeah, challenge them to prove that they aren't is always a fun one. Anyway, I've got the big topic up next. And that is, Israel apparently has a right to defend itself. Which is probably going to be the topic that kicks off a lot of arguments over the holiday period. Because it's the one everyone loves to argue about. And the way I set up this one is, ask them if they're more willing to repeat in public something Miss Rachel has said, or something Nick Fuentes has said, right? Because they apparently believe Miss Rachel should be anti-Semite of the year over him. In fact, a lot of them aren't mad at him because he's right-wing and like people obviously he's very, very, very right-wing to the point where he hates Jewish people. So obviously he's very anti-Semitic. But apparently, Miss Rachel saying "don't kill children" is worse because she's the one that the Anti-Semitism League, I think it's called, are saying should be anti-Semite of the year, which is absolutely shocking that I didn't get nominated for that one because I support Palestine so vocally all the time. But I guess she's got a bigger platform than me, so she gets seen more doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Sarah, you are correct about that. Yeah, it's the ADL, that was it. Ask them how many Hamas fighter jets and naval ships Israel allegedly defending themselves from, right? Because Palestine don't have any of these things. Gaza doesn't have any of these things. So you gotta ask them, like, alright, cool, what are they defending themselves against? Kids throwing rocks at them? Kids running away from them? Because again, they're sniping children in the head, aren't they? As they're running to go get food because they've been starved. If you want to engage in the discourse with them, ask them, alright, cool, what kind of jets are Hamas using? What kind of tanks? What kind of naval ships? What kind of submarines are they using? Exactly, why are they attacking all these places? I mean, they'll even tell you as well, they believe that Hamas's leaders are in Qatar, right? The very place Trump went and got a brand new private jet from. So why do they think that Israel needs to defend themselves from Hamas in Gaza? When they believe that Hamas leaders are in Qatar, which is where Trump went to get a brand new jet, and they aren't questioning it. They are not questioning that in the slightest. Make them explain why Israel needs to defend itself from journalists, because for some reason, but maybe someone explained this to me, Israel seems to be killing a lot of journalists, right? It seems like every month they've killed another one. It's like the weapon they're afraid of most is a camera. So you gotta make them explain, like, alright, cool, why are they constantly, like, attacking journalists who, I legitimately think wearing a vest that says journalist on it in Gaza makes you a bigger target. This happened too many times to be a coincidence. It's not an accident if it keeps happening, right? Ask why Israel keeps needing to defend itself from aid workers, because they also happen to be attacking aid workers. In fact, they not only killed an ambulance full of aid workers, they then tried to bury it in the desert. And they almost got away with it if the person in the ambulance didn't record it on their phone and the phone was recovered later, right? The whole thing was recorded. And to be fair, that was the first time they've been caught. How many times have they done it before they've been caught? Because it seemed like a routine thing to kill an ambulance full of aid workers and then bury them in the desert. Like, legitimately, what kind of threat was the ambulance? What threat were they hiding from? What were they fucking defending themselves for? Whenever I bring this one up, I get blocked. I'm hoping someone will tell me one day, because I keep asking and I want to know why. And for some reason, nobody wants to tell me this one. Everyone's like, alright, cool, blocked. Don't bring this up again. Yeah, you can do the same thing with ICE as well, actually. Absolutely 100% correct. Because ICE have hurt a lot of innocent people. Especially when they aren't really doing anything, right? They've arrested people who are, without due process as well, who are legal citizens, who have a right to be there. But speaking of rights, my next topic is the right to bear arms. And this is one you can have a lot of fun with. Because you can say to them that Grindr is where most people go looking for bears with big arms, right? That's like the most popular place to go looking for them. In fact, ask them if they've ever heard of it. They might even have it installed on their phone. How often do they use it? Do they want a paid subscription to it? You can gift them one for Christmas. You can point out that minorities are more likely to be the victims of violence, so they should get priority for guns if they're there for safety, right? You can make a lot of arguments in this sort of train of thought in regards to if they try and argue that guns are there to protect people. Point out the people that need to be protected most are trans people, people of color, LGBT people, all these minorities they don't like. And, you know, agree with them. You know, we need to protect our people. Therefore, we should arm them, right? Arm the dolls is, I think, what people say on the internet. And they won't be happy about that idea. Another one. Ask them, was that a Grindr notification? Every single time their phone dings. So whenever you hear their phone go off, ask them, is that another message on Grindr you got there? Because you know for a fact they know what Grindr is. They know it's popular amongst the right. You might even be correct when it happens. Who knows? But this is one if you just want to wind them up. And finally, bring up Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame, right? Because there's no better argument against gun control than the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed by gun violence, right? Including or not including gang violence. In fact, this is probably their most sore spot because for them, it's still recent. I think to them, this is the equivalent of when the Queen died in the UK. In fact, you can also bring up the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed by a straight white dude, right? From a Christian family. I imagine we'll probably see more information about Erica Kirk and JD Vance. I hope they make more public appearances soon, so I love all the memes that come out of it. My next topic is free healthcare is communism. For some reason, the slide did not set up properly, so I'll do it this way. You can point out that people in America, if you're in America specifically, and people are arguing against free healthcare, you can point out that they are already paying for free healthcare. It's just for the people of Israel, right? Because they send a lot of money to Israel. And Israel has healthcare coverage for the most basic healthcare needs in Israel, right? So they are paying for free healthcare. They're just not getting any of it. You can also bring up the fact that if they're constantly bragging about how much they don't need to go to a doctor because they are so healthy, ask them why they're paying so much for nothing, because healthcare is expensive, right? And that money is something that they could save, but apparently they spend it on something they've never used. It's just fucking evaporating into thin air. And then you can also take it further and ask them, you know, if you're paying for healthcare, why aren't you healthy? This, I think, is a very, if you want to be cheeky and very personally attack them, right? Point out that they aren't very healthy. Define communism, they'll say that, and then because people will say things like, oh, look at this picture of homeless people on the street. This is what happens under communism. And the picture they show you is modern day people living under capitalism in New York or something. It's like, hey, this is how people are currently living under capitalism. How can you say this is communism? But it's because they don't have any fucking understanding of what either of those things are. So asking them to define communism is one way to sort of make them run around in circles. And that is my last slide. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Comment below if you have any topics or talking points you think I missed out. I spent a good 30 minutes on this whole fucking presentation, so I hope people appreciate it enough. If you'd like, comment, subscribe, hype the videos. That's a new thing YouTube have introduced. You can hit the hype button. You can do it 3 times actually on each video. In fact, if anyone has any more topics or talking points they want to add in now, hit me with them. Welcome on in, Kona. You joined in right at the end. Do you have any talking points to argue with your family about over the holiday period? In fact, Sarah, you can take that a step further, actually, in regards to that. You can point out countries like Norway and Finland have a lot of very socialist policies, right? Even Germany as well. Germany have rent control. Finland have solved homelessness. Norway have also done a lot of very socialist things. You can point out that those countries are doing absolutely fucking fine. And there's nothing stopping America from just copying their model, right? They've shown that it works. Maybe everyone should be copying them now. In fact, one more interesting things you can actually do now, if they happen to be overtly Islamophobic when talking about Palestine and Israel, you can also point out the fact that the Middle East, we can bring in the Middle East and Dubai and Saudi Arabia, right? Because they are very conflicted about how they should feel about Muslim people when it comes to that country, because Trump fucking loves them, right? Trump welcomes the Prince of Saudi Arabia into the White House. So you gotta ask them, if you want to see conflicting views on it, ask them how they feel about that. Because I think that's a good one. If you want to bring in contrasting views, and they'll probably say, oh, it's bad, but then they can't say it's good either. I think it's one they'll be constantly shifting the goalposts on. I've seen people complaining about communism and then refer things to Cyberpunk 2077, which is a critique of capitalism. And they think, oh yeah, this is what capitalism is trying to save us from. Motherfucker, this is capitalism at its fucking extreme. Alright, I think I'm done with the presentation now. Let me exit out of this. Let's chat. I'll be editing that down for YouTube later. I don't get one thing right. People like fucking Elon Musk will say things like he loves games like BioShock or Cyberpunk or Fallout, right? And the big bad guy in all of those games is Mr. Capitalism. In every single one of these games, the bad guy is Mr. Capitalism. In Cyberpunk, it's the Arasaka Corporation. In BioShock, it's fucking Andrew Ryan. In Fallout, it's Mr. House, right? In fact, in BioShock Infinite, the bad guy is Mr. Racism. And Mr. Religious Zealotry. In Final Fantasy VII, it's Shinra, yeah. The bad guy is always Mr. Capitalism, but then these motherfuckers say, oh, this is based before games were woke. It's because they have their frontal lobe hasn't developed since the age of 7, I guess. Why is Elon not working? This is the second time. Hang on, let me fix Elon. Is Elon just dead? He might be. X, hello, how are you doing? Let me send a test interaction if I can. The Obama died. Is Elon now also dead? I'm glad you're doing well, Hex. I think Elon might be dead. Alright, let's see who I can replace him with. There are a few Metal Gear ones. There's Liquid Snake here, but I don't think they sound very good. Who are we thinking, Conan, from Metal Gear? Oh, ChatGPT has not been profitable since the day it was made. Otacon. Otacon would be a good one.
Avatar Obi asked me, "Are you real? As the shadows of Big Boss's legacy, puppeteering from beyond the grave? I've outlived death, outsmarted the Patriots. Question my reality, and you'll find only the cold steel of truth. What makes you doubt, infiltrator?"
That one's not too bad. That's probably the best one out of all of them because they're not very good. We got Solid Snake as well. To be fair, Elon wasn't even the best either. I can probably do better than Elon.
Avatar Obi asked me, "Are you real? Real? As real as a shadow in the Kodak, kid. I've danced with death too many
This
times
one's
to
not that
question
glazed.
it. Metal Gears, Patriots, the works. Doubt me, and you'll learn the hard way. What's your angle?"
No, okay, we're gonna replace not Ben Shapiro, sorry, Elon Musk. Let me kill him real quick. Rip elongated muskrat, you are dead. Okay, who are we thinking we can replace Elon with? Yeah, that's why I listened to all of them. I think Liquid is probably the only good one out of all of them. To be fair, I think I can probably make a better one. Maybe we can do that on stream today. Oh, I can move. Okay, apparently that one did not work quite as well. I was wondering for a second. It should have stopped time, but I think that's one thing that wasn't working. There we go. I am muted, yeah. So it's the freeze filter that stops time. It's not currently working. Let me see if I can add that back in. Hang on, no, it's there. It's just... Is it just stopping me or not? No, it's not working. Okay. I think that's just one I'll need to fix later. Because this one should freeze me, but it doesn't. To be fair, it's Windows 11 that broke it, so I had to reinstall everything, so I'm not surprised. Let me have a quick look at not Tangier, sorry, Triggerfire. Hang on, if I go to this real quick. Okay, it's got the filter on it. Okay, I think it'll probably work if I reload OBS, so I'll leave it at that. In regards to who I want to replace Elon Musk with. Because I've got a slot, like if I can get high quality audio of someone speaking, I'll probably get away with it. I can probably make Hassan Abi, you know, Hassan Piker as a redeem. Because there's enough footage of his streams to get away with that sort of thing. No, I think I can do better than that. Yeah, he's someone I think would have a lot of audio I can use. He does 8-hour streams every single day. I don't think. Maybe some anime characters or something. Oh, hang on. There's a video I might want to react to. Let me add that to my queue real quick. I can probably do anime kind of like Seto Kaiba or something. I'm trying to think who would be interesting. I'm trying to think who would be someone I can get a lot of audio from. That could be fun to use. I've got the Skyrim God as a placeholder for now. I'll probably get rid of him later because I'm not really a big fan of how well he is. Bellator. That would be an interesting one. Skyrim would be a fun one to do. Marriage with it, yeah. If I put you in as a chat voice, a voice bot, then people are gonna make you say things illegal. And by people, I mean me. I'm gonna do that to you. I won't be able to resist. It's why I haven't put myself in as one.
This guy!
In fact, before we do, let me catch up with my Steam replay real quick. Let's play. Watch this. So this is my Steam replay of 2025. I posted it earlier on my Instagram and stuff. Apparently, I played 83 games this year. 49 of them were brand new. So over half of the games I played this year were brand new, like released this year. I think a lot of them were from just keys I got from like emailer and stuff for being a streamer. I'm like, hey, I'll play the game. If it's good, I'll stream it. And I have occasionally done a stream or two here for that. Well, do you know what? We might get a 6-7 somewhere down the list. We'll see how it goes. 470 achievements. My longest streak was 74 days of uninterrupted gaming. September 15th to November 28th. Okay. Basically when it started getting cold, I couldn't go outside. My most played game has been Marvel Rivals. That's probably with May and Harpy and stuff, 40% of my playtime. And then we got Game of the Year 33. To be fair, I'm still playing it a good amount. And to be fair, Monster Hunter Wilds, I stopped playing. I would have carried on playing it, but it runs like shit on PC. It's a fucking good game. In fact, it might be my favorite Monster Hunter game. But because of the performance being so bad and it melts my PC, I just chose to uninstall it. Because it takes up like 200 gigabytes as well. And there are so many other games I could have been playing instead. Yeah, I got 64 gigabytes of RAM in my PC. I think that makes me... I think my PC actually costs more now than when I built it. Because of how much the components are now to get. Because the prices just keep going up. I think my PC is actually worth more than when I got it for. I got turn-based combat as my main one. Souls-like. Apparently I like playing games with gay people in them because I got a little bit of LGBTQ there. Oh, we got a 69. I made 69 screenshots. I gifted 8 games. I've only added 4 friends. Reviewed 1 game, okay. Alright, we got a 69. Will we get a 6-7? $16 achievements. So many rare ones. Only 5% of players have these. 3%, 3%. So what track is currently playing? Oh, Solo Leveling. This track is a banger. If we see a 6-7 anyway here. To be fair, I might be able to, Salix, if I have... Because I use my iRobot account as well, and I might have a little slot on that account. I play a lot of games on my Steam Link. You can see how much I basically take my Steam Deck when I visit my family or my mum's house. So this, you can tell what I've been playing there. Basically. God of War, that's what I've been streaming. Silent Hill, I've been streaming that as well. I've been playing the vampire games. Ghost of Tsushima, one of my absolute fucking favorite games. Oh, this is my timeline of games I played and when I played them. Okay. Still Wakes the Deep is a good one. I might play that for Halloween next year. I think it'll work better if I think there's like a script you need to read as well when you're recording your voice lines. Hang on, let me check. I think if you read that, you get a better example. So if I go to... Yeah, it's this script here. Where is it? Yeah, it's this one. If you just answer these, to read these out, I think, and answer those questions, it usually gives you a better voice model to work with. Aliens Dark Descent is a fucking good game. It's so underrated. Scarlet Hollow is also a really good one. I think when the full game is out, I might stream a whole playthrough of it. I might even do Slay the Princess as well, because they make some fucking amazing games. I also want to do a playthrough of Gotham Knights co-op with someone, but no one else wants it because it's a fucking terrible game. It's very mediocre, but I enjoyed it. Turns out I did not get a 6-7 anywhere here. I managed to avoid... I got a 69, but no 6-7. Let's chat. Somehow I managed to avoid it. Maybe I'm just not cool enough, right? Maybe I'm unk. I think that's what kids are saying these days. Let me think. Who else can I put on? I could go with someone from like Persona or something as well. Give the Ohio Riz. They've done fucking up buttons of Skip the Toilet now. Like I went out with some friends a few weeks ago. I say a few weeks ago, it was literally last week. And we went to Forbidden Planet and they had like a giant Funko Pop version of like the Skip the Toilet head. Like damn, I didn't realize. Apparently they had this much merchandise of it. It's that big of a property. I could go with stuff like Dragon Ball characters as well. Let me have a look. What voices are there already? Alistair was a fun one. I was thinking Piccolo. Or the narrator.
Have Avatar Obi asked me, "Are you real?" Oh, darling listener, real as the crackle of a vintage radio, broadcasting the symphony of screams from the dearly departed. If I weren't, how else would I savor the exquisite agony of fools who doubt their own shadows? Why question the ether when delight awaits in the despair?
That one was a little bit off, even with the radio effect. I'll probably brainstorm it later and think of something. But there is a video I want to watch, so let's play. This is a video from Alana Pierce about Expedition 33, which I want to check out. Or specifically about games people miss because of Expedition 33, so let me hit play on this.
Geology this month, which means we'll have an ad from them somewhere in the middle of today's video.
I could make a video about how absolutely ridiculous it is that because Expedition 33, a game that is exceptional in almost every way, won numerous awards at this year's Game Awards for being exceptional in almost every way, swaths of the internet are suggesting that there should be some kind of cap on the amount of categories a game should be nominated for. But obviously, that's completely ridiculous, considering completely different departments work on the things that get them nominated in the different categories, and should absolutely individually be recognized for doing the incredible work that they've done. It wouldn't make any sense at all to punish some departments because every department did a really good job. Only a dummy would even suggest that. You're not a dummy, are you? Well, I could make that video.
I mean, the people that argue it definitely have been.
Expedition 33 deserves every single award that it won. The only category in which I will tolerate people asking questions is the debut indie category, which I do think needs to change, but I don't know what the fuck we change it to, and Expedition 33 isn't the only offender in that particular pool of nominees. Not an insignificant chunk of my last video is about exactly that. What is indie anymore? It used to mean a game that didn't have a publisher. Blueprints, which is my personal game of the year, by the way, published by Raw Fury. Absalom was published by Dotemu. Ball Pit was by Devolver. Hades 2 and Hollow Knight Silk
I do think it's interesting, the whole discourse we've got now about independent games, right? So people are saying Expedition 33 isn't an indie game because it had a big budget, right? Like a $10 million budget. But like you got studios like Team Cherry that made Hollow Knight, made a fuck ton of money, and then made Silksong with the millions they made from making Hollow Knight. Like, yeah, it's still an indie publisher, but people seem to think that being indie means you're like a fucking poor person eating instant noodles with a shoestring budget, working in a basement on a fucking computer from the 90s these days. When that's just not the case. Big budget indie studios do exist. In fact, ever since we had crowdfunding like Kickstarter and like BackerKit and whatnot, and crowdfunding sources like Indiegogo, big budget indie games has become like a normal thing, right? So I think the definition of indie has somewhat changed and no longer mean poor. And people are hating on it because they're not poor, essentially, because they had a big budget. Like, you can get indie games that are low budget, but you can also have big budget, almost AAA experiences from indie developers. And I don't think that disqualifies them from being indie.
Category that are actually independent in that they were self-published by the developers.
Because Hades 2, that was made with a massive budget. Because, you know, Supergiant Games, they make a lot of fucking really good indie games that sell really well.
Baldur's Gate 3 is an indie game. Think about that. Baldur's Gate 3, which is...
Yeah, Larian is an indie studio.
$1 million, does not have a publisher. And Larian is not owned by a publisher.
I mean, technically speaking, Kojima Productions is an indie studio, right? They are independent. They're not like being published by anything. Death Stranding got published by Sony under a deal, so they didn't really publish it directly. They just had it they had like a 1-year exclusivity deal for it. So yeah, even Kojima is a fucking independent publisher. But like, people are like, oh yeah, support indie devs until, you know, because these studios have less money and less employees, and then the studios are supported, and then they get more money, and they start hiring more employees, and suddenly people hate the studio now for being successful. Like, what the fuck? Is this not what you wanted? You supported them, and now they're successful, and now you're mad at them for being the thing that you made them. What did they think would happen?
The team at Larian was over 400 people, with, when you include outsourced partners and contractors, which we should, become over 2,000. But it's an indie game. What is an indie game anymore? How do we qualify what an indie game is? I would ask that instead of ranting every year about who did or did not win what, we spend that energy and time talking about games we really loved that didn't get the recognition. Like,
I mean, Rockstar Games would have been considered. No, they got Take-Two Interactive. I was about to say, is Rockstar Games? No, it's not. Bethesda used to be, but now they're owned by ZeniMax.
And completely let go of those time constraints, which is genuinely great to see. Credit where credit is due. They fixed that problem basically immediately. In case you missed it, a few years ago, the Game Awards would do the Oscars thing where they play music in order to get people who are giving speeches to stop speaking, and then flash text on a screen that basically said, please wrap it up. And it was really gross.
Me and Harvey parried this when he did our award show.
To my agents, I will thank you later. I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap it up apparently. One thing I will say, please, if that's okay, the community has reached out to so many of us at Larian and said they were seen and they were represented by this game. When they lost hope, they felt
isolated. Can you imagine people seeing the speech and really thinking that the game's not woke or gay? When he's giving the most woke speech for accepting that?
Appreciate it. You're not alone in this. None of us are. Thank you.
Which, speaking of that year, why are we acting like this is the first time a TGA sweep has ever happened? Baldur's Gate 3 absolutely swept. The Last of Us Part 2 swept before that. Basically, my thesis is thus. It doesn't matter. Calm down. And if anything about it does matter, it would be just how wonderful it is that we had so many incredible games come out this year. And it's such a tremendous privilege to be able to celebrate the rare occasion that one particular game is so good. It's like a, oh, my steak too juicy, my lobster too buttery moment. You know what I mean? Speaking of things that are too good, here's a word from today's sponsor. I know that you know, in theory...
I'm gonna skip the word from today's sponsor.
Trust me, to your door. Use covering their skin. Charlanazard 100%.
If I need to get some more skincare products anyway.
To Sandfall and to Jennifer English, who I would die for. Really, if there's anything to take from this, it's that casting Jennifer English will allow you to sweep the game.
I mean, she was in Elden Ring, she was in Baldur's Gate 3, and now she was in Expedition 93, so clearly she is the one who's creating the Game of the Year award.
I pay you in my obvious discomfort whenever I'm in your presence because you are so pretty that I don't know what to do. Nobody sent this to her. I must maintain the facade that I'm actually very cool.
Let me write that one down. Sorry, 1 second.
This also isn't about my crush on Jennifer English. Maybe it should be. No, that would be redundant because you all obviously already feel the same way. So instead, today I wanted to highlight...
I mean, it might already be dead, depending on how the whole deal with Saudi Arabia goes, but I am happy to seal it with my death note. I think skincare can get expensive, so I'm not surprised. I'm gonna say EA Games. And I think what's gonna happen to them. What's a good way to get rid of them? I've got it. I've got it. They're gonna get taxed. They're gonna have to pay taxes. That's how I'm doing it. I'm gonna make them have to pay so much tax that they go out of business. I think that's the best way to get them, right?
Recognition that they deserve too this year, which is certainly a challenge when it's just been such a wonderful year for video games.
So legitimately, I'm really disappointed. I think the only EA game I would have played would have been maybe the new Mass Effect. And if they made a third Star Wars Jedi game, because I like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, yeah, I'll even get the third one. If I do, I'll probably get it really heavy discounted on sale or pirate it or something. But those are the only games I really cared about from EA, so I've got no issue somewhat boycotting them, because I don't really care about anything else they make.
Video games are shit.
Just the Star Wars and Mass Effect stuff, but even then, I might not even get the new Mass Effect one if it's not any good.
A lot of them. So, here's my list of the top 5 games of 2020.
I'm sure there'll be better games out at the same time from other people.
They weren't nominated for any/many awards and didn't take off on Twitch, but are still really good and deserve some recognition. And also, I chose ones that are fairly different from one another, so there's some solid variety, and the list is in no particular order. I'd also genuinely love to hear what your suggestions for this.
It's why I love physical media over digital. I even started collecting fucking vinyl records now because I want to own things physically and I want it to last.
That didn't get nominated for anything. I would love to hear about it and hear why you like it. So, in no particular order, Here's number 5. Dead Letter Department from Mike Monroe and Belief Department is a really unique game that utilizes one of my favorite tropes, if you can really call it a trope, which is finding horror in the mundane and the monotonous. It's an incredibly atmospheric horror typing game that has you interpreting undeliverable mail, literally reading the mail and interpreting things the fictional in-game automated system cannot, and putting it into a .A.
It looks interesting.
It starts out, as all the best horror games do, as mildly unsettling but kind of standard, and escalates to a point of madness with increasingly horrific letters to piece together, really exceptional sound design, and a number of small but very creepy
I
explorations.
don't know how somebody just chatting. I was like, in this game.
Making you want to lean in rather than away from the horrors it presents. It's intriguing and engaging in all the right ways, and certainly a really tight experience, with one playthrough taking about 2 hours, though you will need to do multiple playthroughs in order to fully understand the story.
Dead Letter Department. Let me add that to my wish list.
Constance. Note that this doesn't apply to any of the other games on this list. I firmly believe that if it were more well-known, Constance would have ended up nominated for several art-related awards. This game is gorgeous. It's a hand-drawn Metroidvania from developer BTF with what's absolutely some of the most beautiful animation I've seen in a video game this year. The protagonist, titular Constance, wields a paintbrush that melts and blends into environments as you use it to navigate and to fight, and it's so satisfying just to look at. That, paired with the beautiful environments, great music, and an actual story, which is honestly sort of rare for indie Metroidvanias, make this game feel so polished from a, artistic vision perspective. It is very short for a Metroidvania, which in this case I sort of loved, but it definitely stands out in a genre where it's honestly quite difficult to avoid being called a clone of something. I mean, the whole genre is called Metroidvania, after all. Number 3, Malice. Malice, of all games on this list, deserves more love, in my opinion. I do need to note that I have friends at Somerville Studios and have worked with them, but I promise that's not why I'm including it, and they have no idea.
Well, it's a card game.
This game really deserves more exposure. At the time of writing, it only has 126 reviews on Steam, which is the least of any game on this list. And yeah, it deserves some more. So, Malice is a very Inscription, kind of Slay the Spire-coded roguelite deck builder set in a corrupted city that's in desperate need of uncorrupting. Enter Noah, a former priest turned demon hunter who is the protagonist on this journey through a world of angels, demons, exorcisms, and a distinct sort of biblical grandness. I love a roguelike deck builder.
That voice is being picked up on my microphone. I don't want it to be echoing.
More enjoyable in Malice due to the gorgeous, very moody, sort of gothic hand-illustrated art, and some especially stellar writing thanks to ex-Dragon Age lead writer David Gator. It's a very realized world full of interesting characters with their own unpredictable agendas, and overall just such a distinctly stylish package from this exceptional studio. Number 2, The 100 Line. The 100
This is the game I wanted to get. In fact, it's on sale right now because it's made by the Danganronpa people.
For so long, with so much writing, that the studio went into debt making it, and there is so much writing.
It is, but it's still kind of expensive.
It's basically signature Kazutaka Kodaka, who is the lead writer and most well known for his work on Danganronpa. There truly is plot twist after plot twist, but not in a way that it waters down its own effectiveness. And the cast of characters is a real standout here, but the gameplay outside of story, which is clearly the focus, is
I might get it because I really want it.
but not overly familiar, and presents plenty of fun challenges. I do feel that
How long does the Christmas sale last for?
by any means. It's definitely very popular in Japan. I just haven't seen many Western outlets talking about it, hence the inclusion. It was nominated for the...
Off it ends. Okay, do you know what? No, it's until January. I've got time.
The story is so ambitious that I'm sort of amazed it got made at all. And number 1, again, in no particular order, The Seance of Blake Manor. The Seance of Blake Manor is a supernatural detective adventure game from developers Spooky Doorway, and it reminds me of Return of the Obra Dinn, I guess mixed with a little Blue Prince, which might be one of the highest compliments I could possibly give a video game. The Manor's vibes are suitably spooky with an art style that's very Hellboy, and it is full of, initially, so many weird characters, places to explore, and items to check out that it's actually fairly overwhelming. Coming to terms with all of those pieces and how they slot or don't slot into the broader mystery provides a sense of satisfaction that most games genuinely cannot even get close to, for me at least. It's all about you yourself gaining knowledge, think Outer Wilds, with a time mechanic that keeps things tense, and a story or stories that are far deeper than I initially expected. Blake Manor tackles some heavy themes, while also diving into Irish history and folklore, being that it's set on the west coast of Ireland on Halloween in 1897. What a wonderful time to live in, where I basically decided I should make this video because there are too many good games for them to even feasibly be addressed in every Awards show. I will leave a link in the description to all of the games mentioned today. Please pick one and go check it out over the holidays or something. And while you're at it, leave a comment about one that I might have missed in the comments below. It's like we have.
I'm gonna move on to God of War. Before I do, I do need a toilet break. Watch this. Watch this. Come on, let's try it again. Watch this. No, okay, I'm gonna have to press the button myself. Okay. Let's chat. Right. I'm gonna have a quick toilet break. I'll be back in just a minute. I need to refill my drink as well and throw this away. I'll be back in just a moment, and then I'll be playing some God of War. So let me quickly change my category real quick. Game God of War, just so I don't forget that. And I will be back in just a moment. Be right back. So we hit a little girl in the face with a firework in India. I believe it's in Delhi. He was there during Diwali. And this is someone telling him that he just blinded a child.
Play with them. It was accident, like I didn't think we actually hit.
What the fuck is wrong with him? I could say that about any fucking Kick streamer, let's be honest. The amount of times people stream this stuff committing a crime on Kick is insane. He was aiming for them and he's celebrating getting a headshot. And then he got surprised. One eye's gone.
Okay, never mind. No, I don't. They were firing at us as well. I just play with them. It was accident. Like I didn't think we actually hit.
But yeah, he caused a child to lose an eye because he shot a firework at them. So I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. And in that time, I've been parodying videos on YouTube of Pirate Software pretending to do videos the same way he does. Except there's one thing I've been doing different to him. And people always point out, they say, hey, your content's really cool, but you don't use a voice changer to fake having a deep voice by making it lower pitched. And there's a reason why I choose not to do that. And the reason being is I know when I post videos like this on YouTube, people are going to be in the comments section writing comments about how my voice isn't fake deep like he does in his videos. And the reason I do that is because when I get comments like this, it boosts the engagement in the algorithm. And it causes my video to be pushed further and seen more. So the real reason being is I'm not trying to copy him by doing a fake voice. I'm copying him by using dishonest techniques to boost myself in the algorithm and be seen more, which I contacted these tournament organizers for Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I sent them a C&D, which is a cease and desist letter, and I threatened to sue them because when I worked at Nintendo, I was a lawyer, and we need to shut down anyone who tried to play any of our old games because we want to make sure that they forget that those even existed, and they only buy our new games. That's why we keep making sure nobody knows about any of our old games. We need to erase all knowledge of it. And if I see any community members out there forming a tight bond over games that were released over 10 years ago, I will shut that down immediately. Using ChatGPT. Let me know in the comments below if you could kill one streamer on Kick, who would it be? Of all the streamers on Kick they could have killed, they chose this guy. There's like a buffet, honestly, they could have picked anyone. Fucking Johnny Samaria would probably be top of my list. Although I think he's been banned on Kick, so maybe Russell Brand. Yeah, let me know in the comments below, which Kick streamer would you kill? Yeah, I think there were so many better options. Nick Fuentes, I don't think he's on Rumble, he's not on Kick, is he? If he's on Kick, no, Legal Mindset, he's on, I think he's also on Kick and Rumble. A lot of them are on both. In fact, I'd probably kill everyone. I'd nuke everyone in Rumble. For certain. I think that's part of the reason why. I think he can only do one thing, and that's be Draco Malfoy. I think that is his issue. Oh no, he can do two things. He can be Draco Malfoy and he can ignore transphobia. There's two things he can do. Okay, I can give you a better example already. Final Fantasy IV. That's a really long time, or longer than any of those, any other letter E anywhere. A boy in his blob, trouble in Blobonia, even though there's an E in trouble. Astro Boy Omega Factor, even though there's an E in Omega. Spy Fox Dry Cereal, even though there's an E in Cereal. Spy Fox 3 Operation Ozone, even though there's an E right there. It's giving me, like, there's E's there as well. I said give me a title without the letter E. And it's just giving me... Every single suggestion it's given me has a letter E in it. Top 3 longest. Confirmed with no letter E in it. Pajamazan 3, you are watching.
D-I-D-R-M-I-B-S or whatever you liberals are always hollering about. I tell you what.
That reminds me of something I saw a while back. Somebody said Decoy Octopus should be canceled for doing blackface.
Yeah, maybe he should be.
Oh, man.
Probably the worst case of blackface I've ever seen. Even in the accent and everything.
Whoa, is that fucking blackface, dude?
Anyway, what was it?
Well, that's how you know he's a villain, though. You guys all saw me playing that earlier, when it came out. I'm gonna head off. Let me snooze that 1 second. But thank you everyone who did join in for the raid. I hope you all have a good night. I'm not going to send you to anyone else, so you are now free from Twitch. You have been freed by me. And hopefully no one else is going to raid me before I go. Sayonara. Now I return, and I am ready to play some God of War. Let's continue. I believe I was in the middle of doing a side quest for Brock, one of the dwarves. I think King Charles I is the second least popular King Charles, right? Out of all three of them. Charles II is forever the GOAT. Charles I is only slightly better than Charles III. Oh, I remember where I'm at. This motherfucker and his friends. The stupid fucking teleports behind me thing. And then he blinds me like this. I'm trying to watch out. Unfortunately, I'm blind. The whole watch out thing is not working. Nope, I have not considered a tactical retreat. Or you say that. Nope, they got me. Okay. I remember this being a moment I was stuck on. Hopefully this time I can get through it. Let me just check my armor and abilities first. Change that to something better. Equipped on something else, hang on. I not equip it on this one, hang on. Might be because of the level actually, hang on. Oh look, what can I do about this? It says resistant, but I still seem to be getting blinded at a record rate, so I don't know how much I'm even resisting at all. I guess I can't have two with the same effect, can I, for it to stack? Okay, fuck it. We'll try this and hope for the best.
Need more time.
Watch your back!
Not my did. Maybe I need to take care of him first and I can deal with his friends. Even though... I've almost got you. That's when he starts doing the big attack. Does it again? Okay, that's fine. Well, he's only got a tiny bit of health left. We should be able to do this. I should have dodged backward to that one. Did I get him? I did. I can't see him, but I got him. A gives protection. Create a small defensive zone that prevents Kratos' attacks from being interrupted and reduce the amount of damage he takes. Do I want that? Maybe. I like the slow down time effect. We'll give it a go.
Father, please, just listen. Invari's crew did something bad here. He's glad you destroyed his lab, and he's sorry you kept trying to trick us. His hammer is just through this gate.
Now do you get the shell through here, or do we climb up?
Boy.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's going in the journal.
You can tell me what's in there? Removing an ancient soul and domesticating it as a beast of the burden was surprisingly easy. They followed my every command, and appeared to possess no free will, sense of self-preservation, or even hunger. Well, not until it turned poor Lit into ashes. Not even his soul remained. A lack of their own must be what drives them to emulate souls of others. My soul eaters are an abomination. Several were sent to Muspelheim at the request of Suitor. What he will use them for, I shudder to consider. And led to Motsognir at Konusgard. And that fool can burn for all I care. My immediate concern is to the dwarves of the Volundr mines. I pray I'm not too late to undo my mistake. And Vari.
This is a fine hammer.
Invari says thank you.
I make it through here. I can see a way out. I'm guessing there must be... Oh, I see. I see.
Can we keep him?
I like how you want to keep him as a pet. There's just the one thing. I'm pretty sure there should be more of them. They normally come in pairs. I imagine once I go into the next room, there'll be more of them. Unless it really was just the one.
You two find that hammer, or you too busy looting every keyhole and cranny?
Here, the alchemist's hammer. His spirit is a nuisance.
Yeah, Andvari always was an asshole. Hell of an alchemist, though. Hand him over here and I'll melt him down.
What? You're going to melt down your friend?
A trapped soul's what I need to give your reward some extra oomph. You don't want it?
Father, we can't do that. Here, you hold on to him. He's really useful, I promise.
Fine. So long as he proves his worth.
Very high perk activation chance to
Kid's a
grant
bit
health
of a
burst on any
softie,
successful runic attack kill.
Well, he'll grow out of it. Sure, I'm open.
What do I want? Mythic Pauldron of Protection? Maybe. Aegis Protection. Wait, a small defensive zone? Oh, I already got that. Can upgrade that, sorry, yeah. Chest armor, I can do that as well. Resurrection Stone I'll need. Oh, maybe not. I didn't even use it, actually. Oh, hang on. Grips of the Forgotten Flame. Moderate perk activation chance, any suspect brand aura of fire, increasing strength and storing some more. Okay, fuck yeah, that's good. No hesitation, that's going on. Precision throw, okay. Maybe.
What can I get you, you little fart?
No, he's got that already. I might get him some better armor. Yeah, why not? I think I'll be needing it. Let me sell some stuff.
Good stuff.
Here's all the armor I'm not going to be wearing anymore. Get the wrong one.
Bits off you.
That's not the one I wanted.
You got a fine deal there.
This one that I wanted.
Sure, that'll keep you out of trouble.
Save all this. Let's play. I'm not sure why it went to that scene. I think it must have heard. Or misheard me, even. Well, hang on. There we go.
Well, see you next time you need something.
Okay. I have another side quest to do for the other one. Got the Valkyrie. I've got the other one. Retrieve the whetstone. Trying to meet someone new? I mean, is there anything I'd recommend? Let me think. I mean, there's a tried and tested way of going to RuneScape and saying buying GF or buying BF or whatever they're looking for. I don't think that's ever failed anyone. Because RuneScape is still a thing. I'm pretty sure RuneScape is being kept alive by the fact that people still do that. Oh, I wish them the best of luck. I know it can't be very easy. Anatomy of Hub, that's not what I'm after. Is it here? North 3 Stronghold. Ah, it's all over here. I don't think I can get there yet, in which case, let's continue with the main quest. I've not played Jackbox in a while. I think I've got Pipe Packs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which I think are the best ones. I've not played any of the recent ones, so I can't really comment on them. But I've heard a lot of good things about... Was it Pipe Pack 7, I think it was? I know my friend Lady Venom occasionally streams Jackbox. But I think for everyone, Quiplash is like one of the go-to games. Oh, no conversations, loading screen. Surprisingly silent. Alright, let's continue with the main quest.
Here we go again.
Read it.
Death itself I swallow, to spring forth life tomorrow.
Oh, I like that one. I wonder if I wrote it.
Okay, we gotta figure this one out. Death itself I swallow.
Is that the answer there?
It says Earth.
Swallows death, brings forth life.
They wrote the answer right directly in front of it. Not much of a riddle, is it?
Yeah. wish I'd known I was a god in Elfheim. I wouldn't have felt so bad about killing so many elves.
Well, I'm not sure that's the lesson.
You've done nothing to regret. The elves forced their affairs upon us.
No, I get it now. We had god things to do, and they were in the way, dragging us into their little problems.
Again, are we just leaving that there?
I mean, just knowing we're gods.
He's developing
makes me
such a
feel
little
so much
ego.
Stronger.
Maybe you feel a little too good right now. With power comes a big choice, lad. You can either serve yourself, or put your godhood in the service of others, like Tyr did.
People really loved him, huh?
Aye, a god of war, but one who fought for peace. Had a reputation
I think that's
for
how
being
Trump
heroic
probably
and
describes
lawful,
himself.
using his power and knowledge to stop wars rather than start them.
So there are good gods.
Once in a moon, it's been known to happen, yes?
This one mentions places I've never heard of. Seems Tyr really liked to travel.
Tyr believed the mind, not might, was key to preventing war and chaos. And he also knew visiting other cultures would give him perspective, staying in one place.
He had a lot
could
of creative
not.
freedom with Tyr,
While
because in the
Odin
Norse
always
myth, the only
hoarded
thing about
knowledge,
him
guarding it
is
jealously,
that Fenrir
Tyr
bites
was
off one of his
openly
hands.
sharing with his learning and his wisdom. For this, mortals adored Tyr, showing their love by bringing him gifts the world over.
So, whatever happened to Tyr?
Odin came to regard him as a threat to his rule. He suspected Tyr of collaborating to aid the giants instead of helping to steal their secrets for the Aesir. Same thing he accused me of, frankly. Though in Tyr's case, I believe he was right.
You think Tyr was helping the giants?
I do. He felt responsible for the suffering visited upon them by Odin. I suspect he had something to do with helping them cover their tracks.
The missing Jotunheim Tower.
Correct. Whatever happened to it, I believe it could only have been done with Tyr and the giants working together.
Where is this property?
Don't know. I've never been in here.
The stone! That has to be it!
Oh, it's just a puzzle. Of course. It's the opening to Game of Thrones. Oh my god. Dun, 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 dun.
Didn't think it would be that easy.
No. Just kind of hoping, though.
You
So
activate
what
the
now?
rune's defenses. Okay. That's a health crystal. I'll save that there.
Rather a trap for the winds of hell. But where do you think the winds are?
The ones of what?
Oh, we forgot to mention that. When you were sick, we went to Helheim to get your cure.
You did?
Terrible experience, by the by. Your dad picked up a new trick, though, with a little help from Brock.
Brock was there too? But... We'll get back to this later.
Is he just playing with a knife he found? Okay. Or knife, I guess. Okay, we'll come back here later. Is that gem changing color? Now it's giving me rage. That's where I came from. This looks like a boss fight waiting to happen. In fact, I remember there being two here, weren't there? There's another one directly opposite, okay. Can I do anything with this? Oh, I see the wind. Okay.
Move it or you may lose it, brother.
There we go. Okay, what's next?
Well, that's unfriendly.
Look, small passages on either side. Perfect for the boy.
I like how these traps leave space for my son to go through.
Careful, brother. Leah's not here to bring you back. Coming too.
I see. Okay.
Look at that!
I wonder how so many spiders got inside Tia's vault like this. Oh. Stuff from ancient Greece. Oh, he's seen it. I wonder who made that.
What'd you find?
Enough distraction. Do not forget why we are here.
Okay.
Oh, that's from Egypt. Which is rumored to be the next location the God of War series goes to. Oh, he's seen it, even though he broke it.
That's from a great desert land very far from here.
Do gods live there?
Oh my, yes. Many, many gods.
Good or bad?
And not as simple as that, I'm afraid.
I know this part of the game basically hints towards all the locations the next game will be taking place in. After the Norse... oh, hang on. That's one. There's a hidden Norn chest here. Is it up here? Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it, but I imagine there's more I need to do somewhere. Let me open this first of all. Ah, I see. Okay, I'm gonna grab the next room. Oh, hang on. Let me kill these things first. Oh shit, I couldn't block that. Let me do that again. I was not prepared for this one.
On my way!
I was not prepared for this encounter. I was laser focused on solving that puzzle. Well, I don't want to use the stone. I don't want to use it. Actually, press the button. No, they got me. Do you know what? No, I can do this without using the resurrection stone. I think I will. Because I know there's going to be a boss fight coming up, and I don't want to have to need it then. I should use my rage. I've got plenty of rage for that. Shit, he got me from behind. Oh, I was not expecting that. I thought I had all of them in front of me. I didn't realize they snuck up behind me like that.
Nice shot.
like this. Is there any health crystal nearby? So I kind of could do with one. There is. There's one right there. Barely gave me anything. Okay. God damn it.
Ready yourself.
Get away from him!
I'm glad to have this very convenient pit right in the middle of the arena. I feel like I'm wasting the stone on this encounter, and I know I'll be needing it later. Nope. Got me over pretty hard there. That was not good. No, I can do better than I can do much better than that.
Focus up.
I think the blades are definitely better for dealing with multiple enemies like this. Shit, no, I can do this without stone. I'm doing this again and I'm not gonna revive. Before I do, I need to quickly check my washing. One moment. Be right back. This is it. So my highest rated is Healthy Gamer, followed by Devin Nash, who I barely watch as well. Ludwig, Hassan, Pokimane, Ninja, Amaranth, Asmongold. Yeah, this sounds about right. Oh, Lily Peach is the big. Oh, do you know what? Lily Peach, she can go up in B tier. She's up there. I might even put her higher, actually. I might put her in A. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in A. She's got a podcast with Pokimane now, doesn't she? I occasionally see highlights of it on TikTok every now and again. Okay, I don't think I care about other streamers enough to improve on this. Yeah, this sounds about right. This is my tier list.
Crack kills you and your family, you're fine with that.
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the.
This is the mindset like a lot of far right people have it. Specifically, like, do you remember like Latinos for Trump who voted Trump in, and then they were surprised when Trump turned around and started deporting them? Like, you know, the whole like, oh my god, the leopards are gonna eat my face as well. I never saw that coming. I thought voting for him would make me one of the good ones and I'd be exempt, right? Everyone else got screwed over, but no. They're getting caught in the crossfire. It's the same mindset here. This guy thinks he'd be immune to it because he's white, and that means he's good, right? That means they won't do anything to him. not realizing just how fucking stupid that is. Like, there's a whole fucking poem about it. You know, first they came for, and then they came for. Eventually they'll come for him, and there'll be no one speaking up for him.
Because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction.
Rush Limbaugh himself, rest his controversial bones. I'm here to set the record straight, Avatar Obi. Lunar Harpy, that loud American with her pink hair and pronouns, is dead wrong about you shopping for Zuko.
Johnny's got me.
Facts don't lie. Only 0.0003% of British cat owners use electric powers. Pure manga villain nonsense. Prove me wrong if you dare. I love a good debate, even if I edit out my losses. Guns for all pets, not shocks.
This is not good. Okay, I got this one down at least. Oh no, he swore. Where did you learn that from? Alright, I've returned, and hopefully this time I'm gonna do it. Actually, no, before I do it, that's what I remembered. I need to change these again. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not fighting Dark Elves anymore. Yeah, like maybe I can change this one to something else. Definitely don't need this one. There we go, that should work out better for me. You're fine. I got this. The rage should be healing me now, so I shouldn't really need to do anything else. Yeah, my almost got this. No, he just got. No, hang on. I'm using the gem. Last two enemies. I'm not gonna fucking let it go now. I know I said I wasn't going to, but looks like I am. This motherfucker. There we go.
A tough fight.
Understatement. Anyway.
What did you see in that vault that set you off?
It is not important.
Seemed important to you.
As you put, you need not dwell
Wrong
on
way,
my
wrong way. Shit.
Wow. That was almost an apology.
Again, wrong way. Which I need to find which way to go first before I grab it. This way. Okay. Let me prepare for that. Dude, cock blocked me from solving the puzzle. I think they did that on purpose. Hang on, is there a symbol here in each break as well? Not that I can see. I know there's 3 of them for a northern
I
chest.
just want to know the truth from you. Okay? I don't care if it hurts me or not. I want to learn. Just because you hate being a god doesn't mean I have to.
Let me have a look. Is there one here? Not that I can see in this room. There are 3 ways I can go though.
More small passages.
I know. Go.
I can't watch, brother. Good luck.
I think this is where I need to go, but so then what's this way? Hang on. Ah, this is where the chest is. Okay. Oh, I see where I need to throw it. There's one more symbol left to get. I imagine it must be in the other room. Oh, I think I see it. Hang on. Just missed it. There we go. That was fiendish, but I got it. Right, what do I get out of this? One out of 3, okay.
Those saws were scary.
Alright, this should open that door back to the center. Before I go though, there's some graffiti over here.
Look! It's the wolf giants. Skull and Hati.
That's right. The bringers of day and night.
Ragnarok begins when they catch the sun and moon. Right? Did Tyr know them?
I don't know. Like them well enough to cover a massive wall in his vault with them, though.
I think this is the puzzle, isn't it? You get the sun and the moon into the white wolf's mouth. Solve it. Alright, we need to get some more wind.
Don't you enjoy it at all? Being a god? On an adventure in some amazing place?
I just might not, but I've been enjoying it.
Everything we've seen and done. Maybe it was forget.
Oh, how do I get that third one? Do I need to go higher up to get it? It's at an angle. I think I do.
I don't see another trap for the,
Winds of Hell? Maybe we can get up to one of those balconies for a better look.
Oh, this one's gonna be more difficult, isn't it? Gotta climb up, grab the wind, and then get back down. It's not too bad, there's only a few of them. It's because they throw an overwhelming number at you sometimes. Oh, there was one left I just completely missed. Hang on, are we still in combat? We are. There was more than one left. Now we're out of combat.
What of these?
Thought is faster than wind.
Perhaps this isn't about speed at all. Is there someplace else the winds can go?
There is. I know what they mean. I know what they mean. Hang on. Because your first instinct would be to grab the wind and try and make a beeline
You know,
for it, but
for someone so loved, Tyr sure was paranoid.
Aye.
there is a cleverer way to do it.
Good reason.
If I grab this wind, I stick it in there,
Ah, clever.
then I don't have to worry about being quick. I can just go grab it when I need it. Because having to travel up and down is what would have slowed you down. And trying to find the right doorway as well. So it's this way. There we go. Now I have to grab it from here. I can make it there a lot more easily. That's a pretty good hint.
The room stuff. It's lower.
Oh, this is not good.
Trap.
Father!
Boy, get out of here.
I'm fine. How do we get you out?
Pull chains on the wall.
Oh, here we go.
What? There are 3 of them. What do I do?
Atreus, focus. You can do this.
Please hurry. I don't know yet if I can drown.
Okay, think. Hati's the Silver One. He hunts the moon. Skull's gold and he chases the sun. For Ragnarok to happen, they have to eat them. But these are out of order.
Good boy.
So the moon goes on the left, sun on the right. With Midgard in the middle, but which bar do I pull?
Oh, I gotta tell him which one to pull. Okay, this one first.
The middle. Left, boy.
Gotta get them in order. Moon left.
Left. Left.
Moon on the left, sun on the right. Midgard in the middle. Moon.
The right, boy. Middle bar.
Oops, wrong way.
The middle.
Moon, Midgard Sun. Moon, Midgard Sun. Think.
Middle bar. The right, boy.
Almost got it.
Left.
I've got plenty of time.
The right, boy.
Oops, wrong one. Did not mean that one.
The right, boy. Middle, quickly.
It's fine. We've got plenty of time, Kratos.
Pull the right.
He told you. I made a few mistakes and everything.
Oh, can't drown. Yes, that's something.
We're not stopping! Wait! What's that big tin for? Father, above you!
Oh, here we go. Round 2. Guess one trap wasn't enough.
Boy, you have to stop that chain.
How?
I do not know.
That knife is not going to do it.
Wait, I know what to do.
A knife?
There's no other way! It's not working! That should have worked!
He sacrificed his mother's knife to save me.
A knife.
I know. But it saved you.
That was cunning, boy.
I love that hint as to who he is. He is very cunning. Alright, there's a boss fight coming up. I don't have a redstone. So this is going to be interesting.
Let's go see what Tyr's got for us.
Raised protection. It rubbed off. What should we do?
We keep going.
There it is. We've got it.
Oh, he doesn't have a knife anymore.
Boy. Yeah. On the day you were born, I made 2 knives, mixing metals from my home and from this land. One for myself, and when you were ready, one for you. Today is that day.
Oh, you got a new knife.
From a man.
How nice.
Like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that. The responsibility is far greater. And you must be better than me. Understand? Say it.
You will be better.
The power of this weapon, any weapon, comes from here. But only when tempered by this. By the discipline, the self-control of the one who wields it. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies.
I love how Spartan and straight to the point he is. Like, he doesn't use any flowery language or anything.
Good then. Come. Blank.
Oh, but it reacts to him.
The rune. Did you see it?
Yes!
Are you certain?
I got it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Good then. Aim for the face.
There's two of them, isn't there? And I have to alternate between our weapons for them. I need this without taking a single hit. Maybe not. But I need to do this without dying. I'm glad they're taking it in turns to attack me. Very polite of them. Oh, it's not looking good. Is there a healing crystal nearby that I haven't used it? I'm hoping there is. Nope. Okay. Nope. God damn it. I almost did it as well on my first try. No, we can do this. Are you healing? You should not be healing. Yeah, you need to beat them both at the same time, that's why. I'm currently blinded, so I can't look at anything. I've almost got this. No, shit. That was so close. I almost had him. Hang on. Okay. I'll need to check the washing in a second. In fact, I'll do it now. I'll be back in just a moment. Be right back. What did you say? That is my beautiful silver dragon who I will one day marry.
Yeah.
Once she's able to take
What
me
did he just? Can I hear this? Please tell me if
Can
you
you
hear
repeat
that.
We are to be wed as is our love in the eyes of Lord Sidon once he has taken claim of the world.
Sir, I can assure you, if you carry on this fantasy, you are going to be consumed by that dragon.
I would like to roll to kink shame.
Haven't you? But
Innovate you?
This is about pirate software.
I'm not nearly unemployed enough to care about any of that. It's what happened afterwards that started showing his true character. He was caught lying about his resources, actively wasting them while running away, so he could then claim that there was nothing he could do. And then when confronted, even though there was...
He ran away and left everyone to die because he's a pussy.
...became extremely hostile towards anyone critiquing him.
But like, this is the kind of thing that you get to see, right? Like, why people want to be the victims so bad they are willing to stab themselves to incite hate. I don't know which part of the Bible she's been reading from, but she thinks that's what Jesus would want, right? He's like, go out there and spread hate, even if it means stabbing yourself with a knife. This is how far they're willing to go just to make people angry and hate a group of people that have literally done nothing wrong to her. One question, right? If ICE have gotten rid of all the fucking illegal immigrants, right? Like all the illegals are gone. Do America even need the police now, right? There shouldn't be any more crime. They got rid of all the people committing it. The crime should be going down, which means we need less police. We don't need any more police, right? Like, what are they here to do? The illegals are gone. All the ones that are committing crimes are gone, right? It's just white Americans left. Who are the police gonna be policing? Actually insane. $1950s, yeah. It would have been made around then. It was made by Pablo Picasso. Picasso made the peace symbol. It was his design. Okay, that's interesting. She, turns into her true form.
Oh, can I put my token in there so I can see it? I'm so curious.
I want to see too.
Oh, is it a Rakshasa?
Hold on, I'm gonna walk in, but I'm not really there. I want to. I'm nosy.
Yeah, I want to see what...
Whoa! All right, we're hiding. We're not really here.
Right, go back to your position.
What the fuck is that?
I just want to see.
Daryl now has an audience.
Daryl's currently thinking.
Everyone's just peering
Daryl's
into the
currently
keyboard.
like, this isn't a deal breaker. Like.
Anyway, if you can put your tokens back while Daryl rolls some initiative for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a help person, so. Do I click on my token
Just click
first?
on the top part there.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. You cannot justify murder in any circumstances. It's morally wrong. You get all these fucking MAGA accounts with like 3 followers saying, hey, no, Second Amendment, yes, but murdering people, no. Especially if it's a CEO, especially if it's a white guy. Don't do that. Doctors are literally capitalists. Cold-blooded murder. Basically, I've been thinking a lot about the impact of AI, and one of my biggest concerns is the impact that people using AI for therapy is going to have on Reddit posts, specifically Am I the Asshole? Because previously, right, when people do something really fucking stupid and they need to feel validated or whatever, or just need to be told they're right, they would post it publicly on the internet for us all to laugh at, right? But now people are doing it privately with ChatGPT, and I don't like that. Because ChatGPT is going to default and tell them that they're not the asshole every single time. They're going to feel validated, and I'm not going to get a chance to then, you know, experience schadenfreude at it. It's one of those things where I'm not entirely against AI because I understand it's basically inevitable. It's in everything now. You can't use Google without AI. You can't use Photoshop. She's the daughter of Sidon. We take high value targets.
Sidon.
Sorry, the Python. I really love Sidon.
This guy doesn't even know.
I can't stop thinking about Sidon. I love Sidon so much. I say his name accidentally
I
every
think
time.
that Sidon would want to.
Sidon is in fact my
Sidon would
safe
want us to
word.
sacrifice.
Fried by a bolt of lightning.
Now I return, and I am determined to beat these two motherfuckers. I could have done it easily if I had my resurrection stone, but I used it on the earlier encounter. And I knew I'd be needing it here. Which is the worst part. I'm sure I can't take down in one go. So I need to take them out to the same amount, otherwise they'll beat each other. Oh, this is not looking good. I've got like 1 HP left. This is insane. Can I get more space between them, please? Shit, I walked into that one. I can do this. They hit really hard, but as long as I avoid every single hit, I can do this. Which I could say for every single encounter. This one specifically, I know I can do this. Shit, I got stuck in that one.
Have you considered a tactical retreat?
Yes, I got this. I think we should actually retreat more. Shit, I got bit slaps. I get them down so low as well. No, I can definitely do this, and I will do this. Now to move on to the other one. I can keep us separated, which should be really good. Oh, damn it. They're slow enough I can avoid all their hits. It's just that they happen to be very close together. Patient. I can block most of their attacks. I say that and I get hit by the attack I can't block. But if I play defensively enough and then just dodge the ones that I can't block, I should be absolutely fine. Maybe it's better if I don't lock onto them. I get them down to a small amount of health and then they get me. I think I just get too eager towards the end. I just want to rush through it. I can do this. That was not good. That was not good. Okay. I can equip some stuff to reduce my frost damage, I think, but I don't know if that will be enough. Have a look. I can equip that one. Let's see if this helps. I've almost got this. No. No way. Look at how close this was. Oh my god. No, we can do this. I think that did help having more defense.
Brother, get up, brother.
I didn't block that one in time.
Everything okay back there?
Can I do this? No, shit. I was facing the wrong one. I hope so. How are you doing, man? These guys aren't too hard, it's just the fact that I need to try and separate them. I can do this, I'm sure I got this. Space, that's what I need. I need as far away from them as possible. That's the issue. No, it's fine. We can do this. They have like 2 attacks I can't block, but everything else I can. I just make sure I dodge the right one and I keep my guard up. I'm not too bad. I'm doing pretty good. Weather's been shit all day, but that's the only thing really. It always happens in the days where I need to go out and do something. So I ended up deciding to stay in today. I don't fancy going out and catching a cold. No, I need to back off. I'm in a corner, that's not good. I got it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Took me a good few tries, but only because I was messing up by not paying enough attention.
I have beaten bigger.
Maybe winning shot.
Troll.
Yeah. I'm turned around.
I love the
Where's the
puny
sandball
troll rhyme
back up?
because it's such a fucking good reference if you know what the reference is to. Well, I've got new skills. No, not yet. I need to upgrade them first. Oh, hang on. I need to go back to Brock to upgrade the blades.
You're... We're so close to the end.
Sit.
I love this moment between them. It's actually really wholesome.
Limnian wine. The island of Lemnos. Near the place of my birth.
I mean, he said he's a man now, so...
To a journey's end.
Really?
Oh, nice. Well done.
Smells like rotten eggs.
I used to go swimming all the time, so I prefer swimming to going to the gym. But like the swimming pool on like near our area has been closed for so long because they've been like obviously doing renovations and stuff. So I've just not been in ages.
Father, why did you leave your home and come here? Does it have to do with the other gods there? It's just, you hate the gods so much. But Tyr proves that gods can be good. And you're good.
Oh, you think Spakus is
You only
good?
killed those deserving, right?
Right? Well, Mimir knows as well.
Ah, but who's worthy enough to judge?
Quiet head, we are. We know better.
Oh, he's getting an attitude.
Huh? Sounding more like your da by the moment.
Ready.
Ready.
Come.
I think I'm gonna like being a god.
In fact, what I'm going to do, because I've been live for 3 hours now, I think I probably need to rest up if I continue. I'm actually going to save it here. And I'll continue. So, am I going to play tomorrow? Maybe. I might play Marvel Rivals tomorrow because there's a new update and stuff. Depends. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to wrap this up here. If I don't play it tomorrow, which is Friday, maybe Saturday. If not Saturday, Sunday's going to be D&D. Monday, I won't be streaming. Tuesday, I might. But it most likely will be either Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's chat. So thank you everyone who tuned in, of course. As always, I really appreciate it. I'll see if there's anyone I can raid out to. But I should be live tomorrow. He's technically, yeah, a demigod, because his dad was Zeus, but his mom was a mortal. But then he became a full god at the end of God of War 1. So at the end of the first game, when he became God of War, he got elevated to the role of a full god. So Atreus is technically also a demigod. Because Kratos did start off as one, but then he became a full one after he became the god of war. Okay, who do I want to raid out to? Okay, let me have a look how long people have been live for. Maybe I can find someone who hasn't been live for too long.
Thanks for watching my video. For those who want to learn how I can play any
Let me
song
pause
in the
my
world
music.
almost
One of my friends is playing Cyberpunk and she's doing it in cosplay as Asuka from Evangelion. So do you know what? I'm gonna do a raid. But I'm also gonna do a specific raid message if I can. 1 second. So I'm gonna raid Chibis, but can people copy this message instead? Yeah, copy this raid message if you can. And I hopefully will see everyone again tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to head off now. I hope you enjoy watching Chibis play Cyberpunk. And see you next time, I guess. Sayonara. That one's not working, is it? Sayonara. No, apparently not. I need to fix that voice command. Sayonara. No, okay, apparently not. I'll have to do it manually for now then.